Let's go over number 38 from the Cylindrical Shells homework. So they gave you two equations here, or three. Y equals 2x minus 1, root x, and then x equals 0. So I've graphed them all. X equals 0, that's just the y-axis. So this little shaded region is formed. And then I want you to revolve that around the y-axis. So it'll look something like that. So now, do you see how like a vertical placed strip would be a better way to like describe this region as opposed to a horizontal one? Because it's always bounded on the top and the bottom by the same equation. That's not so horizontally. All right, so now what you're gonna do is like take this vertical strip and rotate it around the y-axis here. So you get like a little hollow can. And then the thickness of that can is what gives this unrolled thing volume. So if you unrolled it, you would have a really thin little rectangular prism. So do you see how like this bottom dimension is just the circumference of that cylinder? So that's 2 pi r. And then this dimension is just the height of it. And then the last dimension is the thickness of that. So that's what we're going to be integrating. 2 pi r times the height times the thickness. So every time you have a cylindrical shell problem, that's what you do. So let's think about the r, the radius of this. Isn't that just like the distance horizontally out to that spot? So the horizontal distance is just x. So it'll be 2 pi x. Often that radius is something super simple. And now the height of this is just whatever this equation is minus this bottom equation. So that will be the curve, root x, minus the line, minus the quantity 2x minus 1. So I'm going to distribute that negative and make it plus 1. And then the thickness will be a horizontal change in that, because if I make this little wall thicker, that would be a horizontal change, so it'll be dx. So now let's just talk about the bounds. So you can see that the x value that this starts at is 0, and then it will end where these two curves intersect. So it'll go from 0 to, well, let's find out where they intersect. So we want to know where 2x minus 1 equals root x. If you can't just look at it and see it, you can do that with a calculator. But if you plug 1 in, you get the same thing on both sides. Then you just type it into the calculator. I think it ends up being 17 pi over 5. Oops, nope, 7 pi over 15.